Today on DNVR Buffs Live, Quentin Gibson and his path to greatness. And it seems like quite a few starting roles are starting to fall into place. We'll talk about that and much, much more. Let's get it. Let's go!
Squad! Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your front range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs Live. Y'all know what it is. Happy Tuesday. Up in Boulder today, we got some pressers. We'll get into the freshmen. We'll talk Jordan Seaton. Some more stuff coming out of camp. Sounds like some positions are starting to figure themselves out on the depth chart. Mm-hmm. And the John Mateer controversy on today's show. How we doing, boys?
Marvelous, my guy. It's a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. It's another day closer to week one.
You got a count for me?
Yeah, I think we are. I don't know. I know Friday is 14 days, so count back from then.
Thursday's 15, Wednesday's 16. We're at 17 days.
Isaiah Harge days away from Georgia Tech.
Lawrence
man.
Vickers days
there
away.
You go.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah. I'm feeling great though. It's a beautiful day outside. Sun's out. Not too many clouds in the sky. We were up in Boulder today.
Hot day.
Broncos guys were complaining about the heat.
It was
it's
hot.
in the 80s though.
No, Scott at one point in the presser.
Oh yeah, I had to move spots. That sun was like beaming on the back of my neck. I was frying, so I had to move around. But yeah, the sun is out. That's Denver though, you know.
Yeah.
300 plus days of sunshine. That's a fact, isn't it? Isn't that a Colorado fact?
It's been getting like cloudy in the afternoons, evening. So
weirdly.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
Sunday was epic.
Beautiful.
It was just like 75 and kind of overcast.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
But when it's like 85 plus and you get that overcast, it's just like muggy and
kind of for sure.
What is up, chat? How's everyone doing today?
Ski.
Let's just get right into practice. We'll get to the podium. We had special teams day on the podium. We had the punter, Damon Greaves, new mate. Mate was there today too.
Yes.
Shout out to Mate.
Old Mate.
Who's killing it in the CFL, by the way.
Yeah.
He might end up finding his way to the NFL before too long.
Broncos.
He should be there already, honestly.
Agreed.
Agreed. Who else was out there? Q for 6, of
Broncos
course.
drafted the wrong punter.
Y'all drafted a punter this year?
Yeah.
Last pick, right?
Jeremy Crawshaw.
How's he been looking?
Terrible.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's tough.
You watched the game, bro?
Honestly, I tuned out after halftime, bro.
He had a punt from like the 50 that he didn't even get inside the 20.
Stop.
Oh, come on.
Where he from? Where you go to school?
Australia.
Florida, right?
Sure.
Florida, yep.
Wow.
And then Coach Pollock was also on the podium. But let's start with practice and just what we've been seeing and what we've been hearing. And let's start with the quarterbacks. We started talking to Neely today about takeaways, and Scott asked him the question about what we were theorizing yesterday. It seems like Caden's kind of moving up or solidified himself as at least the first quarterback with the first team right now. Neely agreed.
Yeah. He mentioned that Juju was sick last week, which obviously a very tough break in a quarterback competition. But I think, let me make sure I don't say this in a way that people will try to twist against me. Caden's skill set is such a perfect fit for what is so important to Coach Prime this year, which is running the football. And if you are going to make that commitment, then it makes sense to have the quarterback who adds a extra dimension to your running game. We've seen these 2-back sets. That creates 3 options for the defense to have to try and figure out. And it's a huge boon to your running game to be able to push them. And that's not the only thing that Caden brings. Caden also pushes the ball downfield really well. He also, has seemingly taken reins of a leadership role on this offense. And so it does feel like that this thing is trending in that direction. We'll still see how much they play Juju, if they play Juju. I still think they will. But everything we've heard about what this team wants to do from an identity standpoint lines up with Caden Salter being the starting quarterback.
And I think what we've been seeing in terms of Caden maybe separating himself, maybe let's call it over the last week or so, I think is just him recognizing, because he's been in this situation the last few years, week 1 is rapidly approaching. And, it's different the first week of camp or even in spring for position battles, competitions, or whatnot, because you're really all about just trying to get everybody better, getting your reps in. But once week 1 starts to come into focus a little bit, I think the leaders, the expected leaders, guys who have been in a leadership position, start to kind of flex that leadership muscle a little bit. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing with Caden. And you talked about some of the on-field stuff. This team, this coaching staff, Coach Primer's made it clear that priority number 1 damn near this year is to run the damn football.
Yep.
Which quarterback's going to give us the better chance to do that, be successful at that? It's obviously Caden Salter for multiple reasons. And, I think yesterday, Reach the People, there's a video of Caden throwing a dot across the middle to Zach Atkins, and Coach Prime like, that's it, 3. That's it, 3. Like, really trying to hype him up. And yesterday I had this thought. Coach Prime this offseason, he's talking about the quarterbacks. He kept saying, I'm just preaching to them completions. Completions. And, like, to me, who does that sound like he's talking to? I think he sounds like he's talking to Caden, right? Because that seems like the only hole you can really, from an outside perspective, poke in his game. That you can point to accuracy, the completion percentage at Liberty. And I think that's the one thing, and it's smart on Coach Prime's part to just make him focus in on that. If he can just stack completions, keep the ball moving downfield with all the other talent that he has with his ability to run the football and be a leader, like, this could be a really, like, scary situation. Again, 66 total touchdowns over the last 2 seasons. I'm going to keep saying it, but
We know.
Yeah, I'm going to keep damn saying it.
Tied with Kate Clubman, right?
Correct.
I've been listening.
Yeah, I just think that's kind of where we're headed right now, and I think that's what everybody kind of wanted to see. One of these guys, before week 1, kind of separate themselves, and it seems like we're starting to see some semblance of that.
Well, and the point Neely had, too, is this is the last week of practice before school starts. Like, yes, you do have another week, really, to kind of figure out your depth chart and who you're going to throw out there on the field against Georgia Tech, but after next week, it's Georgia Tech week. You're prepping for, and you're probably even starting that the week after this, honestly. Like, you talk about Colorado's advantage the last 2 years. A lot of that was with Shedeur Sanders and how he prepared. But, I mean, TCU and North Dakota State, like, these are statement opportunities, and this is an obvious one here at Georgia Tech. So I think it benefits you to kind of figure this out sooner rather than later, and this is about as late as you can push it. Plus, just going back to when Caden committed, I mean, it was clear then that the Buffs were going to want to run the ball more this year. And when you saw him commit, it was like, oh, like, that this just makes too much sense to why he's coming to Colorado. So it's kind of full circle a little bit. We'll see where Julian kind of fits in with everything. He will get on the field, but there's a message and a tone that needs to be set this season, and it starts with the running game and Caden Salter.
And I just got to say something because, everyone knows how I feel about Juju, and I really do think that, like, he can win a Heisman Trophy at Colorado. But there's all this, like, people want to make you pick sides. My side is Colorado.
Yeah.
Yes.
Point blank, period. That is my side. And I'm super excited for Caden Salter. Like, there's no, like, oh, man, this guy that or that guy that. Like, no. I'm really excited about what Caden Salter can do for this team. Folks who have been listening to me for a long time will know that I, like, was pounding the table, like, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, of like, why can't we get a dual threat quarterback? It's 2022 in college football. It's 2018 in college football. Yeah. Everyone's got a dual threat quarterback. Why can't we ever get someone who could throw the ball and pass the ball, or can run the ball and pass the ball? And Colorado has that. Like, this is a really important part of college football is experience at the quarterback position for sure, and also dual threat ability at the quarterback position. Like, obviously, they've shown the last 2 years that you don't have to be a running quarterback.
Right.
But when you go up against teams that have quarterbacks who can run and throw, as a fan, it makes you way more nervous.
Totally.
Because you don't know what's going to happen. You feel like, oh, we're getting a stop on third down. Boom, there they go. They take off and break open the defense. So I'm super excited for Caden, and it's always my side is Colorado.
And well said. And I think another thing, too, with this conversation that I think maybe gets misconstrued about Julian Lewis in particular, I think there's a narrative out there. People are just worried, scared that if he's not the starter right away, if he doesn't play a lot right away as a freshman, he's out of here. And I truly, based on my conversations with Juju and just being around him, he doesn't strike me as that type of guy. He doesn't seem to me to be in a rush to get out there on the field right away. I think he understands that Caden is like a really good vet to have, in your quarterback room to kind of learn from, at least for just one season. And I think it makes it easier, too, for Juju, where it's like, I might, be taking a back seat, so to speak, this year, but I got 3 years in the next future. He's the guy. And I think that kind of makes it easy to at least, ease into things. Watch from the sideline for a little bit. Watch somebody in Caden Salter who's done it for a handful of years. And then when it is your turn, when it inevitably is, he's going to be even more ready.
I mean, this is a guy who's kind of just ran through his youth and high school football career, right? Like, one season of sitting isn't really going to interrupt the progress and what we think he can become.
And I don't think he's going to be sitting.
I agree, too. I think we're going to see him on the field. I mean, again, those opportunities against Delaware and Wyoming are huge for this team.
In Houston.
To empty the bench. Like, sure, if you want to throw them in there, whatever. But, I mean, to your point on dual threat quarterbacks, 2016, like Cepho, he wasn't a big runner, but like...
He was a big runner.
Well, rushing yards wise, 494. I know a lot of that's probably taken away from sacks.
Look about carries.
165 and then 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, bro was probably the best fullback in the nation on 4th and 1 and 3rd and 1. They just went QB power and just used him as a battering ram to push the pile. But yeah, I mean, it made a massive difference for that team.
Other than last year, that's the last like really good team from Colorado.
Totally. Yeah, it's fun when you have a quarterback who can make plays like that. And, we saw Shedeur make so many off-script plays last year, and I could go on a whole thing about how people are just now figuring out that he can do that. But Caden will also be doing that stuff, and maybe he has a little more inclination to just take off and run than Shedeur, who was kind of trying to toe the line of scrimmage and throw it downfield. But Caden can do that as well, so it'll be fun. There's going to be some times where it feels like the play's busted up, and then you see Caden sneak out of the pocket and take off for 20 yards.
With that, too, we saw a clip of Julian not too long ago where they're playing like cover 2 man or something, and the C's just part for Julian, and he just takes off.
I was going to say, he can run, too.
Of course
for
he
sure.
can.
He's not as much of a threat as Caden is, but yeah, he's no statue either. Mm-hmm. Real quick, shout out to our new biggest fan, El Hombre. Ben in the chat. I think they've watched our last 15 shows.
Real fan.
In the chat every day. So big fan there.
Can't wait to meet you at all the games at Folsom this year, my man.
Hey, and Juju is he is a dual threat on CFB 26.
He is.
He's got that ability. I'm not sure. I don't think they did him bad, though.
No, I'd have a Colorado Dynasty. In year 3, he is a legitimate dual threat.
Yeah,
nice.
For sure.
Yeah. Is that actually Delvin? Shout out Delvin. All right, let's take our first break.
I'm fast asleep.
Oh, man. Shout out Game Time, man. Our new friend in the comments, hit up our friends at Game Time. They can get you in the door at Folsom Field so you can see your favorite football team at Folsom Field this fall. Road games as well. Game Time's been a huge help with us the last 2 years, and we're excited to keep it going with them. Broncos games, NFL's coming up soon. If you're going to plan your NFL trips, get on that now with our friends at Game Time. Wrapping up the baseball season, theater, concerts, whatever's going on in your city, hit up the homies at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What time is it?
Game time. Also, shout out to our friends over at American Financing. Man, I'm feeling like John Elway. I'm feeling like Peyton Manning. They endorse American Financing. And American Financing is one of the best in the business when it comes to financing your home. If you're thinking about buying a home in Colorado, you're not the only one. And now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market. Competition is down. And serious deals are just waiting to be found by you, whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize. Now is the time to get pre-approved. In American Financing, you can make that happen in less than 24 hours. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner, American Home Agents, you can save an additional 1% up to $10,000 on your home loan. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down. And with payment assistance program available, getting in a home might be easier than you think. So call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
All right. Let's go to the podium after practice. Again, it was Special Teams Day. It's not everything. If you want to check everything out, go to Neely's channel. He had him live streaming. Buffs TV, I think, as well, is where you can watch the pressers. But here's basically a super cut of what Damon Greaves talked about on the podium and what Michael Pollock said about him at the end, special teams coach. This is Damon talking about, I believe, why he chose Colorado. And also, if you remember, he was leading a lot of the team in the summer workouts. And he spoke about why that was important for him to show that as well.
They brought him here for the distance, the kickoff and the long field goals. And to be honest, we're still figuring that out, depending on what hashes, just because we both feel comfortable, no matter where it is on the field. So we'll narrate it down as Georgia Tech comes for sure. It's just Coach Swayze, to be honest. It's just running us like a track team, so it's easy to lose weight that way. And I just stretch by myself, get more flexible, and I just get more explosive. So that's how I've been growing, I guess. It's always been my distance, I've always known that I have NFL type of accuracy, and if I get, a couple 50-yarders this season like I plan to, then hopefully my dream comes true of making the NFL.
Well, what we're doing right now is we are charting every kick they make and miss during camp. And we have a chart from what hash, the distance. So we're going to have actual data going into it that's going to tell Coach Prime which guy we're going to use from a certain yard line. Mata's done a great job of focusing on what he's good at this offseason, this fall. He has added some length to it, but I told him, I said, hey man, we need you 100% in the area that we're expecting you to kick the ball. It's great for you to add length. We want you to do that. We want you to get stronger and everything, but just be consistent where we're expecting you to be consistent at and where you've been consistent in the past, And so that's kind of where we're at with him. And like I said, he hit one today that looked pretty good. It went over the net, and it was had a little distance on it, so he has gotten stronger.
Okay, sorry, that was about Mata. So Mata talked about his distance. Apparently he's kicking from 55 plus now.
Yeah.
And hitting them. And also just the competition with Buck. Obviously, Buck has a massive leg. And I don't know if I think it was Tyler King actually who asked Coach Pollock, is there a line of demarcation on the field? Exactly where it gets into Buck territory as opposed to Mata territory. And I loved his answer because this program has used analytics quite a bit the last few years, especially under Coach Prime. And it sounds like that it's just going to be a data-driven decision, basically determining if it's a Mata kick or a Buck kick. So,
and I heard Coach Prime during a well-off last week go long field goal. So you could tell that there was a different operation there.
That's pretty cool to have that option, a short to mid-range option, a Mata who has been, automatic pretty much over the last couple of seasons, save a couple of kicks. And I think Coach Pollock mentioned today, through fall camp, he's only missed two kicks as well. Mata saying that he's extended his range up to 55 yards. And he credits Coach Swayze for that. He goes, he's running us like a damn track team. So it's not just, the skill players, like even the specialists, are seeing their body kind of transform, adding mass, adding strength, and Mata is one of those guys. But again, having two options no matter where you are on the field, within field goal range. Like, I think Buck obviously has the 55-plus range in his bag. Like, he hit 2 of those kicks last year. One of them was a school record, 57 yards out. And again, I really trust Mata 50 yards and below. Like, you know, he's been pretty money. And it sounds like, again, he's added to his range. So that's a massive weapon for this offense.
Yep. Also, most field goals are kicked at an acute angle. I don't know how I feel about the idea of sending out a kicker only for long field goals unless it's at the end of half or end of game.
Yeah, or like outrageous range.
Yeah, like this is college football. You shouldn't be expecting to hit 55-yarders.
Right.
It's very rare. Like, you know, Arizona had the guy Tyler Loop who could do it, and now he's kicking for the Ravens. The dude for the Jags hitting a 70-yarder. Like, once these guys get to the league, it's a little bit different. But you don't see a lot of 50-plus and really 55-plus. I would say you can count on your kicker for like a 52-yarder in college. But 55-plus is very rare to see in college. And so I only really need to see that unless
Game's on the line.
Unless the game's on the line, or
Clock's
it's just a free
out.
play. Like, we got 1 second left in the half. We got a 63-yarder. Like, let's just let Buck give it a try. But we saw this. They actually tried this with Jace Feely in year 1, and he missed like 2 in a row, and then Coach Brown was just over it.
Yep.
And they just didn't kick long field goals anymore.
Yep. But yeah, Mata, he's feeling good about where they're at. He does think that the special teams will be special this year. He said that. And there's a cool moment that we have on the Buffs Twitter account where old mate back in town asked Mata a question. Actually, Mata savage with the response on that. That was crazy. Did you hear that?
No, I just saw he asked him who his favorite holder was.
So mate asked Mata who his favorite holders were at CU, and if he goes, well, mate 1, Mark. He goes, 2. Who did he say?
I'm not sure. I look. He didn't hear it.
He might have said just the holder at Jackson State. Anyways, it was someone else. And then number 3, he goes, Timu mate, talking about Damon.
Oh my God.
Damon called himself that, I think, the day before.
Did he really?
He was like, I'm kind of like the Timu mate. And I was like, that's actually hilarious.
No,
so that must be a little joke in the room.
He needs to give himself more credit.
And Pollock also gave a shout out to the young bulls in his room. Alexander Stoyanovich, who we saw a little bit last year, and the true freshman, Elliot Arnold. He goes, Arnold's got a big leg.
Yeah.
So, and they're pushing, you know, obviously Buck and Mata in that room as well. So, you know, obviously with Mata being a senior, Buck and Gerlach being juniors, and then, you know, Stoyanovich and Arnold being the underclassmen, there's some bright future in their room, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's too many green shirts out there, man.
Hey, Coach Prime loves them, bro. And,
I know he does.
They're essential to the team.
I mean, let's go back to last October.
4 kickers, 6 snappers.
No, come on. Go back to last October. Coach is begging for the football to be kicked out of the end zone.
Yeah, no, for sure. But also, no one could do it.
Well, they brought one in that could, though.
Yes. We
Okay.
need those touch bucks.
Here is a new mate. This is Damon Greaves talking about why Colorado, also why it's important that he was outworking a lot of people, frankly, in the summer, and what Coach Pollock has to say about him.
I think it's just a respect thing for me. I like to come in and earn the respect of my teammates. And as a specialist, you know, you've got to find different ways to do that in a way, because we're sort of, you know, we're specialists. So for me, that was just getting out there and trying my hardest. And I just put a lot of emphasis in that, because I knew that would earn the respect of my teammates. And at the same time, I'm bettering my teammates, I feel. I don't know. I'm sure wide receivers don't like to get beaten by a punter too often. So, I felt like I was pushing them along, and you know, the other specialists behind me as well. So, it's just a respect thing for me. And then, I just want to be better and get better.
He's got outstanding location. He kicks it right where I tell him to kick it, and then of course he's got a great leg to get the distance on it. But his location is really good, and then he brings a lot of leadership to the team and to the room. You know, he brings experience. He's got game day experience in the Big 12. He understands what it's all about, and he's just a great guy to be around from a standpoint of just as a person, but as a player, and his work ethic. I like the way he goes about his business, and he's real conscientious to try to do exactly what we want him to do. So yeah, he's bringing a lot to us.
kind of taking a page out of Old Mate's playbook, honestly. I mean, he's an athlete too, right?
Yeah.
Like we saw him run at pro day, and it was like, oh wow, like they could run a fake with him.
He
if
made
they
that
really wanted to.
4.7 40-yard dash look easy. I
Yeah.
don't even think he went full sprint. The mate did on that.
But he was a leader for this team last year. Literally wore the patch on his jersey, like kind of led by example. Obviously an older dude, but
Yeah.
Damon's kind of following exactly what the precedent that Mark set, basically.
Well, yeah, and this is why you're getting so many punters from Australia these days, and just overseas, because in those countries, the best athletes are playing sports in which you have to punt the ball.
Right.
In the United States, if you are trying out for the high school football team and the only position you get is punter, it's because you're not an athlete.
Correct.
Where these guys are coming from playing Australian rules football and things of that nature, the great athletes are punting and learning how to do that. And so then they come over here and they get an opportunity to get a great education and punt for the football team. So that's why you're seeing so many more athletes at the position these days.
I mean, he's a real athlete, like you mentioned. I mean,
Yeah.
he was drafted out of high school to the Australian Football League. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is somebody who, and we saw, you mentioned in the videos, like leading the pack, like 100-yard dashes, like
Yeah.
skill position players. Like there's a considerable gap between him and them, and he's in the lead. And I like what he said there too. He was like, that's a form of like pushing your teammates. Because I know there were a handful of dudes in, running those sprints, those gashes or whatever, and like, I can't let this punter beat me. And they gotta kick their gear up a little bit. I'm sure that happened, and like he said, that makes everybody better. And the more football players, athletes you can have on a roster, no matter the position, is just best for everybody.
I mean, and those sports also, like Australian rules football or Aussie rules football, that is a sport that requires a lot of endurance.
Yes. It's like soccer.
Yeah, exactly. They don't move. There's no huddling up
Yeah.
to call a play. Like those guys are just running the whole game.
Yep.
And so it's no surprise that he comes in great running shape.
I love what he said about respect, though, too, because it's true. Like, you kind of, coach mentions it. Like, the specialists are kind of always off by themselves. When they're called upon, they come and do their thing. But a lot of it is just trying to stay out of the way. And the fact that he comes in and he's like, no, I'm going to try and earn their respect and also try and, show respect to them as well. Like, I'm not taking this for granted, these workouts. Like, I'm here to work just like y'all. Like, that goes a long way, man. And it's part of what Coach Prime talks about in terms of setting the culture and what a lot of coaches talk about, where like, you're as good as your worst player.
Totally.
And like, if your worst player is dragging ass and they're just, last 20 yards of the sprint, they're just mailing it in, like that permeates like from the bottom up, even in that case.
Yeah.
And when you have your punter going out there, the fact that your punter's going all out, you got Mata talking about it too, running sprints, like there's no excuse now.
True. I wonder how the other players feel about it, because I've told this before, but I lived with the punter when I was in college, who was also a great athlete. He averaged 30 points a game in high school.
Oh, wow.
Basketball. And he came from Gaelic rules football, same sort of thing in Ireland. But he was I think he won like the plank competition that they did, like who could hold the longest plank. And some of the other like guys on the team were like, man, like you're making us look bad. Like, I wonder if they're like telling Damon on the side, like, hey, bro, slow down a little bit. Like, what are you doing over here?
Hell no.
Yeah, but let's talk to Quentin Gibson, man. True freshman on the podium. We were talking in Boulder today, Scott and I. The list of true freshmen to just be on the podium, not like after a game, so like not including Omari and after USC, but on the podium is pretty small and exclusive at Colorado, and Quentin Gibson just broke into that. And we'll hear what he has to say on the other side of this break. Shout out to our friends over at Cake Mortgage, where they make getting home very easy. If you are a business owner, a content creator, freelancer, all that stuff, we have folks here at DNVR who can attest to that, who, getting a loan from a traditional bank can be a little challenging in those positions. That's where our friends at Cake come in. Even if you, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're a landlord even, you can take your lease agreement to the bank, prove the income that you have coming in, or I'm sorry, not to the bank, to Cake Mortgage, and they can get you set up with a home loan just like that. So call 800-EAT-CAKE. That's 800-EAT-CAKE. Again, 800 800 Eat Cake. To get a bigger slice of the American dream, call now or visit cakehome.com to read our 5-star review and get started. Cake Mortgage Corp, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1734623, licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply.
And shout out to our good friends over at Coors Light, man. We are going to be at Coors Field actually on Friday for another DNVR Rooftop Club. Y'all go pull up on us for another Rockies game. We're going to be pretty deep in the Coors Light on Friday night, man. It's going to be a beautiful night for it.
I saw the picture of Jake from the last time. I was like, damn, my boy is
Me?
already, yeah, oh yeah.
I turned my boy on to a beverage that I don't think he had before. He enjoyed it. I told him, only take one. He
Wow.
was like, yeah.
I was not that turned. I was not. I specifically ran away from Allie, who was trying to get us all.
But that's how you know you was a little turned, because you had to run away from the next drink. But whether you're juggling work, family, or maybe even just the busyness of summer in general, it's so easy to feel the pressure. But that doesn't mean we have to lose our chill. We can stay chill with Coors Light, because when those mountains turn blue, boy, is it as cold as the Rockies. Coors Light is cold lagered, it's cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. And it's crisp and refreshing, just like the Colorado Rockies. So make the most out of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. All you got to do is visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Shout out to Coors Light.
Shout out to Coors Light. I don't believe you.
I don't believe that you look turned in that photo.
Which photo?
Like the team picture from the last Rockies Rooftop Club, I was like, oh, my boy Jake's turned up.
Nah, I really wasn't, though.
Was Jake turned up at the last Rockies game, Allie?
Please.
Oh, yeah, I guess
No.
you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was crashing out because RC is just... that boy, I swear, man.
Yeah. He'll get under your skin if you let him.
Yeah, he will.
Let's go to Quentin Gibson. Here's what he had to say on the podium, talking about being compared to Jimmy Horn, LaJohntay Wester, performing as a true freshman, his relationship with Julian, what this freshman class, their goals are at Colorado, and then what Coach Pollock had to say about him as well.
Well, I got that before I got here for real, but yeah, I got that engine, like a little mixture of both.
Did you see a lot of your game in his?
Yes, sir, like the playmaking ability, getting open, catching. Because I feel like we have a lot of similar capabilities, and we both, like, we all can get open, take a 5-yard route to the end zone. So just making sure that my body's capable to take the hits and remaining healthy. Me and Juju real tight. He's really one of the reasons that I'm here. So we've been hanging out with each other since we got here. So we real tight. So the goal, of course, is to win the national championship. But how tight we are, we go. You know, I committed with 4 of them, with 3 other people on my visit. You know, we made a group chat. We all all our freshmen got a group chat. We be texting, be with each other every day on the weekends and all.
Well, you know, he's battling, but you know, early on, you know, that'll be a Coach Prime call. You know, when he gets his first shot, I'm gonna leave that up to Coach, because like I said, he is a freshman. The punt's a little different. Now he may get an opportunity kickoff return wise a little faster, but you know, he's showing us that he can do the job. But it's a lot different when you're out there at practice and you got 65,000, you know, in a national TV audience. And here you are, a ninth grader, and you're not playing, you know, high school football anymore. You know, it's a lot different deal. So we don't want to put him in a situation that's going to hurt his confidence. And so we're trying to put him in situations where he can be successful, where he can build his confidence early, and then that way he can go and have the kind of season that we hope he can have.
I just wanted to set the stage quickly out the gate when Quentin got up to the podium. The first minute he was trying to talk while fighting back laughs, because as the Colorado football team was coming off the field, they're all, yeah, Q, Quentin Gibson, Q for six, just screaming. And eventually he just had to stop and laugh. But that boy got real love in that locker room. We saw it, you know, in, you know, Frisco. Juju every time, you know, we got Q for 6, National Player of the Year. You couldn't help but smile every time you bring up.
You got a good Juju impression.
Hey, we saw it on Friday from Juju too.
True, for sure. That man is loved in that locker room already as a true freshman. And, you know, you talked about it earlier. We talked about it. Like, the list of true freshmen to be up on that podium during the Coach Prime era, it's a very short list. It's the Jordan Seatons, it's the Julian Lewis, it's the Draylon Millers of the world.
Carter Stoutmeyer, I remember.
Carter, Dylan.
Dylan, yep. It's a short list
That
of
might be it,
dogs. And
really might
Quentin
be
is Quentin is next up. I mean, obviously,
Cash.
true, Cash as well, yeah.
Fever dream.
Coach Pollock, that's what I said earlier when they brought it up. I was like, that feels like it was like forever ago. I swear. But yeah, Coach Pollock said that it'll probably be Quentin Gibson or DeKalen Taylor returning punts and kicks to start the year. He's going to leave that call up to Coach Prime. But somebody mentioned in the chat, Quentin Gibson, this is a Max Prep's National Player of the Year. He caught 93 passes last year for 2,009 yards and 36 touchdowns in one season at that size, right? And I love that he mentioned, too, I don't think he made the clip, but somebody asked him, like, as you transition to college level, like, what are you most trying to focus on? And he was like, keeping my body right.
Yeah.
And he said Swayze is obviously helping with that, but that's going to be the biggest thing. If he can stay healthy and on the field, he's going to be a problem because that man is explosiveness in a bottle.
I think he'll be the punt returner from wire to wire.
Yeah. I mean, Q's got, or just the second time I've done that today. Quanell, ex-Farrakhan's gotten a lot of work back there too.
Yeah.
And he mentioned Draylon as well, right?
Harge as well.
And Harge.
Yep.
So, I mean, they obviously have a lot of talent. A lot of guys who just put the ball in their hand, let them cook type of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see who it is. I mean, honestly, I feel good about all those options.
I do too.
So do I.
But I'd like to see Q get it.
Of course.
I mean, I asked Coach Pollock. That was the question that I asked him. I'm like, so is he going to get the first crack at the first punt return?
Yeah, you tried.
I really tried. And he was like, he's battling. He's like, I'm going to get a call up to Coach Prime, which is understandable. But I agree. I mean, but I do like Coach Pollock's reasoning, right? He was like, we don't want to put too much on this plate early. We don't want to risk him losing some confidence and whatnot. So I like that approach. And when he's ready, everybody will know it.
Well, especially with the receivers and, as we just said, the returners that are already on the roster. Like, there's no rush. Like, we have a good one, we feel like. Let's keep boosting his confidence, letting him kind of truck along.
About 12 people have asked about Cam Michael in the chat today. Just means you're not keeping up with the content.
I know, you really aren't.
I knew those lows on the Draylon interview were low.
Yep.
That's on y'all.
Yep.
But anyways, Draylon told us that Cam Michael broke his pinky.
I feel for him, man. I really do. Because I truly think he can be in the conversation to be a gray shirt for this team, like a true contributor on both sides of the ball. And just even in that crowded receiver room, he's made plays. That speed is real too. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the fastest, if not the fastest player on the team. And it's just now 2 years, the beginning of a season, having to deal with an injury, man. It's really tough.
Yeah, broken pinky is easy comeback, though.
Hope to see him out there soon.
Back to Quentin, though. He spoke about his relationship with Julian, and he said they're real tight. He's one of the reasons why I'm here. We've been hanging out with each other basically since I got here. He was he on that visit, the Julian visit weekend?
I don't think so.
Because he was like a later target, right?
Correct. Like, I don't even think he was on the radar at that point.
But he also spoke about this freshman class. I mean, he said it right there. The goal is to win a national title.
Yeah.
Those guys, those three he committed with, London Merritt, Alex McPherson, and Carday Smith, he said after that, like, we already had a group chat going. Like, this class is just super tight-knit, it feels like.
Yeah.
And ESPN put out top 10 freshmen, or projecting the top 10 freshmen for the 2025 season. They put Juju at 9. And then on the watch list, Quentin Gibson makes it.
Let's go.
Oh, wow.
National Player of the Year, Quentin Gibson.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's play Where's Someone, because I guess that's what we're doing today. Where's Jack Estera? He literally had a big catch in yesterday's video, did he not?
I saw him today at practice, after practice.
Who else?
I don't know. Do you have any? We were at practice.
Where's Byron Leftwich?
See, I can't tell you that.
He's back with his son, Coach Brown.
Oh, that
told
is
us
true.
about it.
That is true.
Where's
Cormani?
Yes.
He's in Gainesville.
Where's Mana Taimani?
Banged
Don't
up.
know.
Banged up.
Anyone else?
I think we're good.
Well,
Zy Chrysler. He's
also a little bit banged
practice.
up.
He's can't miss him.
No, we definitely saw him today.
Yeah.
Y'all are insane. That's the podium today, though. Oh gosh, you look at what you did.
Yeah, I like it.
That's the podium today. Let's get to. Actually, do you have the Draylen clip, Dion? Yes.
This is another one. This is a perfect segue because we've been hearing a lot of where's Draylen?
Oh yeah, where is Draylen?
Yeah.
Here he is.
It's making a nasty one-handed catch on Tyreekis Davis, who's been also having a hell of a camp. That's nasty. And honestly, like I said, people have been saying
One more time.
Where's Draylen? I haven't seen him flash. And honestly, I might be by myself on this one. Draylen is kind of elevated to the point in my mind where it's like, I don't got to see him flash in practice every day. I know what he brings to the table.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the coaching staff feels the same way.
Hell
Totally.
Yeah. By the way,
Nasty catch.
Tyreekis Davis is fast.
Mm-hmm.
That clip of him when he got the ball in his hands the other day, I was like, bro might be on the wrong side of the football.
He tried to step up there when they did the
Yeah,
fastest.
he did actually. Yep.
He tried to step up
I
there.
thought he
Oh yeah,
ran
he
in the
did.
race.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He
You're right.
ran in the race against DeKalen.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I thought that was Carter.
No, it was TD.
Oh.
It was number 9.
Okay. Last of media day content from us on Friday. Who wants to go first?
What do you mean?
You or Scott? Your videos from media day.
I'll go first.
Oh yeah, let's.
All right, Scotty. Well done, Scotty.
Those who know because this kind of happened organically on the
did.
show.
It did,
you know
actually,
what I'm saying?
yes.
And a couple people mentioned it on Twitter or whatnot. So
Well, and
For
it
y'all who
started
know.
from Bruce.
Yes.
I almost said Bruce Lee. Bruce Feldman's freaks list.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one and Jake said it's the 100 freakiest players in college football, and that made us start laughing.
Yeah.
That's how this was born.
All right, whenever you're ready, Dion.
Who is the freakiest player on the team?
Freakiest?
Yeah.
Like freakiest?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, see, I can't say anymore.
Freakiest. What do you mean by like athleticism?
People be like, this dude's a freak athlete. He be doing freakishly athletic.
Freak athlete. Let's go with Omarion Miller. Probably Omarion Miller.
Look, I'm gonna say me.
Say, wow, I love that.
Yeah. Probably Joe. He
JoJo?
He
Okay.
making some crazy catches, bro.
I'll put Joe in there.
JoJo?
Yeah, Joe.
okay.
Yeah, he got some balance.
Of course, Cam Michael. He was like the #1 athlete in the country or something like that.
I'll go JC, man. And the reason I say that because of the size.
Yeah.
You know, athletic.
sure.
I'll definitely go JC. Quincy Wiggins.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to say Gerlach. Daniel Gerlach.
Hey, man, although that was funny as hell and fun to do, I learned a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? JoJo Williams, freak athlete. Obviously, we knew Omarion Miller
He
was.
floats when he jumps.
He does. That man has serious bounce, but that was hilarious, man. That was fun, you know, chopping it up with the guys.
Yeah, you
and
learned some other
getting
stuff that had to be cut from
Sure
you.
did. Sure did. Sure did.
Oh man, yeah, Juju's
Juju is
hilarious,
hilarious.
bro. He's got like everyone's high school profile like buried in his mind. Like,
Swear.
That is, I love that someone else found that funny because I feel like only we found that funny.
I know.
He does he has like everyone's profile memorized. And then Gerlach at the end. Dude, that's probably the 15th time I've watched that. I've laughed every single time.
It's something different too.
Yes.
Ben always gets me in the beginning though. Every time that face that he makes. Sheesh.
Ben, I just want to know what was going through his head because he starts laughing and then he
And I
goes,
think he,
"Whoa!"
I think he thought of somebody. I think that's exactly what happened.
All right.
Dang, I got to follow that up.
That's what I was asking.
Should have just shepherded me.
No. You did a journalism, bro.
I did. As I said,
J.
this is ass on the ground journalism right here. It's even more on the ground than boots on the ground journalism.
X.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and roll it.
When you think of Folsom Field, I feel like one of the first things that comes to your mind is the iconic Colorado behind the south end zone. And there's actually a change that's come to this iconic hill this year. Everyone knows that the field has now become turf, but I don't know if everyone knows that this here on the hill, which used to be concrete, has now become turf. And there's actually a few benefits of this. First and foremost is safety, and that was something that Rick George talked about, kind of the biggest reason why they did this. We are, I don't know, 5-10 yards out of the back of the end zone right now. When you are live going through a football game, there's a chance that you're gonna run into this. It used to just be solid concrete, and I don't know about you, if you've ever tried to run on concrete with cleats on, it's not easy, and it's kind of dangerous. So now, if you're like me, and you fall into this, you're gonna be just fine. The other cool part of this is they don't have to repaint it anymore. They used to have to repaint this all the time, repave this all the time. That's out of the question now. And I think most importantly for the people that are gonna be here on Saturdays, it looks immaculate.
Great journalism.
Thanks.
Great journalism.
Well done, brother.
Pulitzer.
People are saying.
I'm nominating it.
Yeah. It's quietly getting buzz.
That's better than 99% journalism I see out there these days, honestly.
True. As D Mill says, now we can safely storm the field. Great point. Although I've run down that hill a few times. It's not bad in regular shoes. It's the cleats that are a problem.
Yeah.
Although heels, some of the girls out there running on heels, they probably shouldn't be charging the field anyway.
Yeah.
There's probably
Them getting
scenes
taken off.
like the girls jump in the hedges at Georgia games too, just like sinking in. Like
The field just looks so cold, bro.
it does, man.
So beautiful.
It really looks great.
What else do we got today? Pull up the home game themes. Do you have those? We got home game themes yesterday for 7 of them here at Folsom Field. First one, of course, is the stripe out for GT.
We got to end on time, by the way, today.
Okay. Youth Day against Delaware. The whiteout against Wyoming. The Gold
That's
Rush.
your favorite right there, right?
No, Gold Rush.
I've got a whole take. I'm just waiting until you finish.
Gold Rush at BY or against BYU. Buffs wear black against Iowa State. Salute the service game against Arizona, and then Senior Day final home game against ASU. Go ahead, Arcade.
Give me a solo shot. Stop this. Why are we doing this? We don't need to do this. I've tried to be a team player like the last 2 years and be like, no, come on, guys, let's do it. Let's get their spirit up and follow the rules. No, this is enough. Enough is enough. Based on these rules, I have to wear a non-black shirt 3 out of the first 4 games of the season. All of my favorite Buff shirts are black.
Yep.
What are we doing? Stop this. We don't need to do this. Everyone's going to show up to the game. Just call it a blackout every single game. We don't need to worry about it. Maybe sprinkle in a whiteout once a year. Sure, that's fine. But we got to stop this. There's just no reason. We're not even doing anything new and creative. Like they're just copy and pasting what they had last year. There's just run it back. Why? We don't take inventory. What worked? What looked cool? What was good? The gold out doesn't work. There's too many different shades of gold. The stripe out was solid. I'm on board with that.
It did
I can allow
surprisingly
it.
well, yeah.
The white out, whatever. Let's just stop trying to complicate things and just everyone wears black to every game. Stop.
Blackouts or stripes? My vote.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the stripe out's cooler than the white out.
Whiteout on a hot day, a noon game. I don't know. Doesn't bother me.
You think that's the point? Dave Rich says. Is
Sell
that the
stuff?
idea behind it? Right. Sell more gear. You got to buy more stuff.
Probably. But there's no cool gold gear. It's none of it matches. It's all a different color, so it just looks like shit in the stadium.
Yeah. I mean,
I tried. I really tried. The last 2 years, I'm like, come on, guys, we can do this.
You did.
I'm over it now. I thought we would just mix it up this year. When I saw that list come out, I was like, we're doing the same shit.
Running it back.
Now I'm over it.
When's the DNVR shirt game? That's what they should do.
Real spill.
Facts. They would love that.
Oh, I'm sure.
I hope we get some new pre-game, I don't want to call it festivities, but a light show might be a little bit too much, but something cool pre-game. I feel like the pre-game experience could be made a lot cooler. Maybe that's already in the works, but I would like to see that.
I don't know which one I'm not participating in, but I can tell you I'm not going until home game number 5 before I wear a black shirt.
That's crazy.
Are you done? Are we good? Okay. Jordan Seaton is also on the watch list for the Lombardi Award that is given annually to the player who best embodies the values and spirit of NFL's legendary coach Vince Lombardi. It's been given to linebackers, ends, tackles, quarterbacks. Last year, Kelvin Banks won this award. The year before that, Leatu Latu won this award. So Jordan Seaton's just up there, basically, again, as one of the best college football players on that list.
I really think he's going to benefit from the upgrades at the spots around him.
His job is going to get easier.
Exactly. And he talked about it a good amount with you guys on Friday. Everybody go check out that interview that these two did with Jordan Seaton from Media Day last week. But, he talked about we're in a really good spot right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He emphasized that, too.
He emphasized that. And, him working out with, his teammates, Larry Johnson, Zach Crisler, with Trent Williams this offseason, like that type of stuff. Those just little tidbits, those extra workouts outside of maybe the team facility is the type of stuff that can really build and gel an offensive line unit. And it seems like we're really seeing that, man. So I'm really excited about Seat. This is going to be a massive. This offensive line averages 6'5", 332, y'all. 6'5", 332.
They're
average.
one of the biggest lines in college football. Bro.
Gotta be.
And Seat is obviously confident. That quote he had again talking to you guys, he goes, we're going to be able to do both, which is obviously running pass when we want, how we want, to whoever we want. Like, that's somebody who's confident not only in his own abilities, but that entire unit. And that's going to be so fun to watch.
Facts. 3 minutes. Any takes on the John Mateer situation?
Come on, bro.
So for background,
type anything into there.
For background, people dug into his Venmo transaction history. He had something about sports. One literally said sports gambling as the memo.
It said sports gambling, parentheses, USC, UCLA.
Just hilarious.
Yes. And you can go through anyone's on there. Now people are going through everyone's. I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter.
Yes. I forgot who did I saw that.
Parodies or not. Someone went
Arch,
through
right? Yeah. That's what you
Arch,
saw.
and then someone went through a Nebraska players one.
I think some of these were like, was
Some
the
of them
Arch
are.
one real?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some that are blatantly like, oh, this is obviously like fake, and then there's some that
Honestly,
I don't
that's
know.
why
But,
Venmo's the worst money sending app,
No,
too, by
bro,
the way.
this
It
is why you
definitely
just
is.
put a
Get-
random
Set it
emoji.
to private.
I guess. But you just don't have those issues on like Cash App or like Zelle or like
Or just put
normal-
a random emoji.
I like whatever money trading service wants to sponsor this podcast.
Sure. Agree. Facts.
But yeah, I've been using Venmo. I remember gambling with my friends in college, and that's when I learned you can turn it off because we were doing like 100 transactions a night.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I gotta turn this shit off.
Yeah.
It means nothing though. I mean, this was obviously he's at a new school now. This is from 2 or 3 years ago, I believe.
Yes.
So it obviously has no bearing on what he's doing now and whatnot, but it's just, I think it's funny. I don't think it's a big deal though at all.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people are kind of having fun with it, and you know, they're sharing their takes on it. Joel Klatt had the take of like the year on this though. He goes, so let me get this straight. We are going to turn CFB into a lawless free-for-all with large sums of money flowing to players who can be free agents twice a year, but then gasp about 3 Venmo descriptions from 2022, all caps. What are we doing?
No, I disagree.
What the hell are we doing?
You disagree?
You can't gamble.
I mean, true.
Like, I realize he's most likely not gambling on his own games, but the line there is really, really thin. And I know these guys are doing it, but you can't get caught, and it's a real threat to the integrity of the sport. And I'm not saying John Mateer specifically, but just the idea of players gambling, and it's come up, of course, several times throughout the history of sport. It is a true threat to the integrity of the game that the governing body has to do something about to show other players that like this will not be tolerated.
But this is why the governing body has to figure their shit out, because
Totally.
you're going to get called hypocritical every time anything like this pops up, no matter how small it is, because you can't tackle the larger issues or get anything in line when it comes to the larger issues of college football.
But no one believes his denial, right?
I don't know, man. I truly don't know what to believe on this. You think?
There's a 0% chance that those were a joke with his friends.
Well, I did see the one that did mention USC, UCLA was sent the day after
game.
USC beat UCLA 45-43.
But I truly though, I I get it's a slippery slope, but like somebody betting on a game that, a USC UCLA game, and you go to Washington State, like,
Yeah.
I don't see a big problem with that, but I understand the slippery slope.
I mean, we just had an NBA player last
I
year
know.
who was betting on his own games.
Yep. And we might have another one right now. Terry Rozier is still being investigated for it right now.
To give Mateer the benefit of the doubt, he hardly played at all in 22. So
Yeah.
he clearly did not know what he was doing at that point in time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure now he knows a lot better.
Might hardly play it all this year, too.
Their season hinges on him, so we'll
Sure,
see.
Definitely.
Okay, let's get to the chat. We got to get out of here fairly quickly today. Big Tool says, "What's up, fellas? Is there a reason for no fireworks in Folsom or investment in halftime light show? I seriously doubt you'll ever see fireworks out there.
Why?
Fires.
Fire hazard, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you really can't like light off fireworks in Boulder.
interesting.
But they could do a drone show.
Yeah.
Be cool.
But apparently, like, just telling you what color shirt to wear is enough.
Wait, so like, I never heard this with the fireworks. So like 4th of July and like Boulder, like,
They stopped doing a 4th of July show like in 2020.
wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I mean, there's just
Makes
so
sense.
much that can catch
for
out
sure.
there. There was a massive fire in 2021. I don't know.
It was before I got here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is this entire Southwest, bro. You can't light fireworks hardly anywhere in New Mexico. Arizona is pretty much the same. Utah, we were under restrictions too. People still did it anyway, of course. But yeah, they
There
don't mess around with
was,
that.
I do remember before they played Utah in 2016 for a chance to win the Pac-12 South, they did have fireworks that night.
Damn. Moneyline Mateer is hilarious.
All right, we will be
True.
back in Boulder on Thursday, but we will be back here on YouTube tomorrow.
Maybe scaring Ralphie would get her to run a little faster.
Yeah, someone asked about, do you think the turf will hurt or help Ralphie? And I brought up the fact that, well, isn't the Alamo Dome turf, and that was by far her worst run.
Gotta get her some
I don't
reps
think
before
the
week one.
surface is the problem here.
I mean, that's true.
But turf generally, you think faster.
Got to get her some
That
reps
is true.
out there on that turf for week one.
All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.
Let's go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.